You've been lied to. Not on purpose, but the advice that you've been following was never designed for your body. Not at 35 and definitely not after. Tracking your food, you're getting your workouts in, you cut the sugar, you've tried fasting, maybe you've even hired a trainer, and still nothing is moving. Or worse, you've lost a little and then your body just stopped. Like it just decided it was just done, right? If that's where you're at right now, I want you to hear this very clearly. This is not a you problem. This is a strategy problem. And in the next 10 or so minutes, I'm going to show you exactly why the advice that worked for you in your 20s or that works for your husband or your younger coworker is actively working against your hormones now. This is the video that I wish someone had shown me when I was 37 years old. So just stay with me. I promise I'm going to give you some insight that maybe you haven't heard before. Let me tell you what's actually going on inside of your body right now. I don't feel like enough people clearly explain this in the full picture of things. So somewhere around the age of 35, your estrogen levels stop becoming so predictable. They don't just drop, they start like fluctuating wildly. So up one week, low the next. And this is not menopause. This is the decade before menopause. And most women have no idea that it's even happening. And here's why this matters in regards to your weight. Estrogen and cortisol, your stress hormone, are in a constant conversation inside your body. So when estrogen fluctuates, cortisol spikes. And when cortisol spikes consistently, your body gets one very clear biological signal. Store fat, especially here. So this is your body doing exactly what it was designed to do. It thinks you're under a threat. It's trying to protect you. But the strategy that you're using to fight it, because this is what the diet industry tells us, eating less, doing more, is actually making that cortisol signal much louder. I mean, not obviously quieting it down. So you're not failing anything. It's the strategy that is failing you. And I call it the estrogen chaos. And once you understand it, everything else starts to make sense. So let's talk about the advice that you've been following, because I'm not here to say it's wrong everywhere. I'm here to say it's wrong for where you're at right now. Eat less, move more works on one assumption, that your metabolism is stable, responds like even keel to the input. Eat 500 fewer calories, burn 500 more, lose a pound a week. Clean math, right? But after 35, your metabolism doesn't work that way anymore. So here's what actually happens when you cut calories significantly after 35. Your body, which is already dealing with that fluctuating estrogen and elevated cortisol, reads that calorie restriction as yet another stressor. So then cortisol goes up again, which signals more fat storage, which slows the thyroid, which drops your energy, which means your workouts get harder and less effective, and you just naturally move less. And then you cut more calories because you think that you're not trying hard enough or that it's not working. And this is the cycle, and millions of women are stuck in it right now. The more cardio that you add on top, the more cortisol. The more restriction, the more cortisol. Your body is fine. It's just responding rationally to the signals that you're sending it. So simply put, you just need to change the signals. The problem was never your effort. It was that you were sending your body the wrong message and your body was listening perfectly. If the old strategy makes things worse, what does work? I'm going to give you 3 shifts right now, not a full program, just 3 things that change the signal that your body is receiving. Shift 1, eat more protein, not less food. Most women over 35 are significantly under eating on protein. And protein does 2 things that your body desperately needs right now. It protects and builds muscle, which is your metabolic engine, and it stabilizes blood sugar, which directly reduces cortisol spikes. So we're talking, and this is just a ballpark, over 100 grams a day. Let's say 100 to 130 grams for most women. I know that probably sounds like a lot, and it is more than you're eating now. That's the point. But I promise it gets way easier over time. Shift 2. Lift weights, not more cardio. I know you've heard this, but here's the part that you haven't heard. When you do resistance training, your muscles release a hormone called irisin. Irisin directly signals your body to burn stored fat, especially visceral fat, the kind, that's hanging around the middle. It also improves insulin sensitivity, which is the metabolic lever most women over 35 need to be pulling. Chronic cardio, being under a calorie deficit, that produces cortisol. Resistance training and eating enough protein produces irisin. Those two things are not equivalent, they're opposites. Shift 3. Manage cortisol like it's a nutrient. It's funny? I used to be the girl that says, I'll sleep when I'm dead. No longer. Sleep is not a luxury. It is the primary lever for cortisol regulation after 35. 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep does more for your fat loss than any workout. I can give you all the nutrition and training strategies in the world, and they will underperform if you're running on 5 hours and chronic stress. These 3 things, protein, resistance training, cortisol management, are the foundation of what I jokingly call the Estrogen Chaos method. Not a diet, not a program, just a framework for working with your hormones instead of against them. Irisin from resistance training is the fat-burning signal your body has been waiting for, not a supplement. It's already inside you. I want to say one more thing before I tell you what to do next. If you've been feeling like a failure, you just don't have enough willpower, you're not disciplined enough, or somehow other women can do this and you can't, I want you to let that go. You've been working incredibly hard with tools that were never built for your biology. So that's not failure, it's just the wrong map. You don't need any more effort. You need a different strategy. And that's exactly what this channel is for. Now, if this resonated with you, here's exactly what I want you to do next. First, I made a whole video specifically on the irisin mechanism and exactly how to structure your resistance training to trigger it. That's the next video in this series, the most important one to watch after this. It'll be coming soon. Second, hit subscribe because every single week I'm going to break down one piece of this strategy in plain language. No medical degree required, just real information for real women and the things that I wish that I would have known. I'm trying to cut through the noise and give you what you actually need. I'll see you in the next one.